Welcome to the Family Sports Trivia Podcast. We are your hosts, Theo
and Joanna. We are a mom and son duo who love playing games and trivia with the rest of our family. Each episode format will consist of 2 rounds of sports trivia, and you can follow along at home or in the car. Let's get to it.
This episode is all about the best players to ever play in the NBA. We hope to settle the great debate about who is the GOAT, greatest of all time, to play the game. Will you agree?
For this episode, our contestants will alternate questions, and we encourage those of you following along to either play adult vs. kid or combine your powers to try to beat our contestants' total scores.
The first round has questions worth 1 point each, and the second round has questions worth 2 points each. The contestants will answer 5 questions per round.
Today's contestants are Dad Chad and son Russell. We all love a good debate here, and they have their opinions on who is the best basketball player who ever played. Both contestants were given the theme ahead of time and were encouraged to study.
Daddy, how did you prepare for this episode?
I didn't.
Russell, how did you prepare for this episode?
I watched a lot of videos about LeBron and Jordan and Kareem and Bill Russell and top basketball plays.
Well, hopefully that's enough. For this episode, our contestants will have the same multiple choice options for each question. Their choices are A. Michael Jordan, B. LeBron James, C. Bill Russell, and D. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Our first question is for Chad. Who has the most NBA championships?
That would be Bill Russell.
That's correct. Bill Russell has won 11 championships over 13 years of his career. Question 2 is for Russell. Who is the NBA's all-time leading scorer?
LeBron James.
That's correct. He has over 5,000 more points than the next highest leading scorer. Russell, do you know who that is?
Is it Kareem?
That's correct. Question 3 is for Chad. Who won the most MVP awards with 6?
Ooh, I will go with Michael Jordan.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He won them in 1971, 72, 74, 76, 77, and 1980. Chad, do you know who has the next most with 5?
Michael Jordan?
Yes, Michael Jordan and Bill Russell each have 5, and LeBron has 4. Question 4 is for Russell. Who has played in the most NBA finals?
I think it's Michael.
That is incorrect. The answer is Bill Russell, who's played in the most finals with 12. LeBron and Kareem each appeared in 10 finals. Question 5 is for Chad. Who is the only player to shoot a basket with an assist from their son?
Ooh. Obviously it's LeBron, but, Michael Jordan, his kids almost were pretty good, but it is definitely LeBron.
That's correct. On April 9th, 2026, Bronny James hit a bounce pass to his dad for the first ever son-dad assist in NBA history. This followed the first dad-to-son assist just a couple weeks earlier. They are also the first father-son duo to win a playoff game together. Question 6 is for Russell. Who went a perfect 6-0 in their NBA finals?
It's Michael Jordan, but I just want to say that I did not understand the last question. I thought it was who has won the most.
Okay. All right. That's correct. Michael Jordan went 6-0 in the NBA Finals. He won 2 sets of three-peats from 1991 to 93 and from 1996 to 98, all for the Chicago Bulls. Question 7 is for Chad. Who is the Most Valuable Player award named after?
The regular season MVP award?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That I'm going to have to guess Bill Russell.
That is incorrect. The MVP award is named after Michael Jordan. The Finals MVP award is named after Bill Russell. And the NBA Social Justice Champion Award is named after Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm sure that after LeBron James retires, there will be an award named after him as well. Question 8 is for Russell. Which player was the only one to be a player coach during an NBA championship?
Bill Russell for 3 seasons.
That's correct. He served as the player coach for the Celtics, and he was also the first black NBA coach. Question 9 goes to Chad. Who has the all-time highest average points per game?
I'm going to go with Michael Jordan.
That's correct. He averaged 30.1 points per game. And a close second was Wilt Chamberlain, which was also listed at 30.1 points per game, but technically just a little bit lower after rounding and such. Question 10 goes to Russell. Which of these players has won the most championships for different teams?
I think it's LeBron because he won 3.
That's correct. Yeah, he won with 3 different teams, and that ties an NBA record, although Robert Horry has won the most titles on 3 different teams with 7 titles. Russell, do you know which teams LeBron has won his titles with?
Miami, Cavs, and the Lakers.
That's correct.
I mean, does the Lakers really count? That was like, no fans in the stands or anything. Kind of Mickey Mouse, right?
If someone else had won it, would you have counted it?
No.
Do you mean Mickey Mouse because of the Disney bubble?
Yes.
Theo, what is the score after round 1?
Daddy has 3 and Russell has 4.
Families at home and in the car. What was your score? Did you beat Chad and Russell?
I sure hope so.
Before we get into round 2, our next segment is called the Sports Stat Corner, where we explain a sports stat related to our episode. Today's stat is the triple-double. The triple-double is an important stat in basketball because it shows versatility and overall greatness of a player. To earn a triple-double, a player must earn double digits in 3 of the following categories: points, rebounds, assists, blocks, or steals. For example, if a player scores 24 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists, this qualifies as a triple-double and shows that they were a key player for their team that day. Not only did they score points, but they also helped their team get more opportunities with the ball with their rebounds and helped other players score through the assists. This is the most common way to score a triple-double, but I also think a fun one is through non-scoring categories of rebounds, blocks, and steals. The NBA player with the most triple-doubles ever is not part of our debate today, but is a great player in their own right, Russell Westbrook. To help settle the GOAT debate, would you be more impressed if a player had lots of triple-doubles, or who was really dominant in a specific category? Feel free to decide for yourself. Join us next episode for our next Sports Stat Corner.
Welcome back. Round 2 will also have 5 questions for each contestant, and each question will be worth 2 points each. As a reminder, the score is Daddy has 3 and Russell has 4.
Question 1 is for Chad. Who is the only one of these players to win Defensive Player of the Year?
Would that be Michael Jordan?
That is, it's Michael Jordan, and he did that in 1988. Question 2 is for Russell. Who is the only player to play for a single team throughout their career?
Bill Russell was drafted in St. Louis, but he played for the Celtics.
So is that your answer, Bill Russell?
Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah, right. He was drafted by St. Louis, but he never played for them. So he only played for the Celtics. Very good. And although throughout his career, the league only had 8 teams and then eventually 14 during his career, compared to now where we have 30 teams, it's still impressive that he only played for the one team. Do either of you know where Kareem played?
Was it? No. I feel like he played for Miami for some reason. No, he played on the Lakers.
He played on the Lakers.
Showtime Lakers and the Milwaukee Bucks.
That's correct.
On the Milwaukee Bucks also as Lou Alcindor.
Correct. Fernando Luis Alcindor. Yeah. Russell, do you remember why he changed his name?
He changed his religion.
That's correct. Very good. Okay. And do you know where Michael Jordan played?
The Bulls.
And?
That's all we talk about. The only thing we talk about is the Bulls, okay?
Yeah. Most people only remember Michael Jordan on the Bulls, but he actually sort of unretired again and
Wizards.
played for the Wizards. Very good. And then didn't he become like part owner of the Wizards?
Of the Bobcats.
Oh, yeah, right. I forgot about that. Okay. And LeBron, as we've already mentioned, has played for 3 different teams. All right. Question 3 is for Chad. Who was the oldest Finals MVP award winner at age 38?
I'm at 38. I'll go with LeBron.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was 38 when he won in 1985. The next oldest was LeBron James at 35 when he won it in 2020. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar also has the record for the biggest gap between his first and his last Finals MVP award, with 14 years in between. Question 4 is for Russell. Who has a perfect record in elimination games across the NCAA and the NBA?
I think it was Michael Jordan.
That is incorrect. That's a really good guess, though, given what you know. Is actually Bill Russell. He was 22-0 in all elimination games across his career. Question 5 is for Chad. Which of these players had the most blocks in their careers?
Okay, this is really tough, and I am going to go through process of elimination here, and I don't think it's Jordan or LeBron, even though LeBron's played forever. And I really want to go with Kareem, but I know Kareem was injured for part of his career. Bill Russell has a lot of longevity, too. I'm just going to go with Bill Russell.
So I'm actually going to give you half a point for this, because the official answer is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he is 3rd on the all-time leading blocks list behind Hakeem Olajuwon and Dikembe Mutombo. However, it is commonly accepted that Bill Russell potentially is actually the record holder, but the NBA didn't actually record blocks until the 1973-74 season, which was 5 years after he retired. So there's potential for Bill Russell to actually be on more stat-leading lists, but they didn't officially record them. So probably, given lots of videos that we've seen of his era, that he probably does have more blocks, had more blocks than anyone else, but it wasn't officially recorded. So officially, Kareem has more. But
How close was he to Kareem?
Researchers auditing 135 archived games found that Russell was consistently elite, often recording 7 or 8 blocks per game. It says, compared to modern stats, both Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain would have likely had over 10,000 blocks. Question 6 is for Russell. Which player has the record for longest streak for double-digit scoring in the NBA?
I'm going to guess Kareem.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is LeBron James. He held the streak from January 6th, 2007 through December 3rd, 2025, which lasted 1,297 games. The next longest streak was held by anyone?
Kareem?
The next longest streak was held by Michael Jordan with 886 games, and then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 787 games. Question 7 is for Chad. Who leads in all-time rebounds in the playoffs?
Rebounds in the playoffs. I am going to guess. Man, LeBron's played in so many playoff games, but so did the Showtime Lakers. So I'm going to go with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Bill Russell, who had over 4,000 rebounds total and averaged almost 24.9 rebounds per game. The next highest was Wilt Chamberlain. Question 8 is for Russell. Who is the only player to have averaged a triple-double in an NBA Finals series?
I'm going to go with LeBron.
That's correct. He did this in 2017, even though the Cavs went on to lose to the Warriors that season. Question 9 is for Chad. Who is the only player to win an NCAA championship, multiple NBA finals, and multiple Olympic gold medals?
Well, seeing that LeBron didn't even go to college, I'm going to go with Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
That is correct. Michael Jordan won one NCAA championship with North Carolina in 1982. He won 6 NBA championships between 1991 and 1998, and 2 Olympic gold medals in 1984 and 1992. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did not win any gold medals. LeBron didn't play in college, as you mentioned, and Bill Russell only had a single Olympic gold medal, though he did have multiple NCAA championships. Okay, and our final question is for Russell. Who was the only player that was not named Finals MVP in their first year that they went to the NBA Finals?
I'm going to guess LeBron.
That is incorrect. LeBron actually did win Finals MVP the first time he won the championship in 2012 with the Miami Heat. Michael Jordan also won Finals MVP the first time he won a championship with the Chicago Bulls in 1991. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar also won Finals MVP in his first championship in 1971. The only one who didn't was Bill Russell, but that's not really his fault because they didn't even have a Finals MVP during his first championship. Thanks so much to our contestants. Theo, what was the final score?
Daddy has 7.5 and Russell has 8.
Wow, very close game. That means until next episode, Russell will have bragging rights in our home.
Thank you so much to our hosts. These were some wonderful questions, and it really helps us think about what specific stats and characteristics help make us decide who is the GOAT in the NBA, the greatest of all time. So after hearing all of these answers and the questions, who do you think out of these 4 is the GOAT? Theo?
Michael Jordan.
And why is that?
I don't know.
Okay. Is there any specific statistics or information about him from these questions that make you think that he is the greatest?
He's just good.
Okay. Russell, who do you think out of these four, after hearing these questions and statistics about them, do you think is the GOAT, and why?
King LeBron.
And why is that?
That one pass, not just that one pass, but that pass where it was in his hand and he faked it and then he passed. It was just really cool.
And also in his name it says King LeBron.
That's not his real name.
I know.
So partly branding, right? So the fact that he calls himself the king, right? And Joanna?
You know, I went into this episode biased. I've always thought that Michael Jordan was the greatest. I grew up in Chicago, and I think I was pretty brainwashed to know that he's the greatest. But doing all this research did help me to see that really there are a lot of amazing players who have changed the game or have had their mark on the game. I think it's hard to argue that LeBron is not amazing given his longevity and his unique athleticism. But I still think I'm sticking with Michael Jordan. He, you know, the way that he grew his game in the 90s after Phil Jackson coming on as coach, and he bulked up, which was actually new at the time, I think is always very impressive to me. I remember reading a book about how he got a trainer and lifted weights, which was not seen as something that basketball players did at the time. And that improved his game. But I also recognize that part of why he was so impressive in the 90s was because his team grew around him and he got to play with some amazing players that helped elevate his game. Bill Russell and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar are, yes, in a time period before my time, but still very impressive given what I learned about their time period.
Also for Michael Jordan, why I like him, there's a song called I Want to Be Like Mike, and also everyone's been wearing Jordans.
I sort of think of Michael Jordan as Babe Ruth because, like, he smoked and he also drank. He wasn't, like, basketball players at the time weren't that. They were more lean, and he started working out, and he got better.
Yeah, and compare that to LeBron James, who's a beast, right? Like, he is so strong, and that makes him an amazing player, just his physicality, right? And Michael Jordan sort of led that change in basketball where players started to recognize that actually you could be a much stronger basketball player if you lifted weights and weren't just skinny, right? Chad, what about you?
I mean, I was a 90s kid, right? And so Michael Jordan was everything. You know, I love Jordan, and I will always say that Michael Jordan is the GOAT because 6 for 6 in the finals, 3-peats, which it's incredibly difficult and impossible to do a 3-peat, let alone 2 of them. And just the way he changed the game, kind of like how Theo said, like, be like Mike. He made every kid want to shoot and play and be a basketball player like him.
Even LeBron wore 23 because he wanted to be like Michael.
Exactly.
Okay, and another question is there anybody, we had these 4 people who really can stand out as some of the greatest of all time, but some people add in other players. Is there anybody else that you think could be added to this discussion? And if so, why?
Kobe Bryant.
And why is that?
Because there's a Who Is Kobe Bryant, and the people who make those Who Is books, they're good. So that's why they make them.
Did you read the book?
Yeah.
Do you remember anything about it? Like, who was Kobe Bryant? Like, what stood out to you?
I don't remember. I read it like a long time ago.
Okay. Do you remember what team he played for?
The Lakers.
Okay. Do you remember like who he looked up to as a kid when he was growing up? And
Fun fact, you know how LeBron wanted to be number 23 to be like Mike? Well, Kobe Bryant actually wanted to be number 24 because he wanted to be the next Michael Jordan. Get it?
And Russell?
Maybe Wilt Chamberlain or Steph.
And why is that?
Wilt Chamberlain he scored 100 points in a game, and that's just like crazy. And Steph, he's not that tall, but he can shoot really well.
And Joanna?
Yeah, I think everyone you've mentioned is really good. When I was thinking about writing this episode and how many players to include in this debate, a lot of names kept coming up, and it really comes down to what do you value in a player. And I think there's a lot of things that get overlooked because they're not the flashiest, or they don't cover the stats the same way that some of these other players do. For example, I think Russell Westbrook leading triple doubles is super amazing because it just shows like his overall versatility, but also players like Scottie Pippen, who lived in like the shadow of Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan would not have been the player that he was without Scottie Pippen. And I think players like that don't get the glory that these other players do because they play second fiddle. But his role on defense was so crucial for the team. So I think like if we think about all-time defensive players, we should be adding those in separately. But yeah, as Russell said too, Steph Curry changed the way that players shoot and has literally changed how the NBA players play now. And yeah, Kobe was dominant as well, along with his teammate Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, Shaq was so dominant in his own way also. So many players, you know. Giannis now. We've got Victor.
Wembanyama.
Yeah, I can't say his name.
Wembanyama.
Wemby, yeah. So Wemby, you know, might overpass some of these other players.
He's like 7'1".
Yeah, like AI was amazing, like so fun to watch. I mean, there's just so many players that... Oh, Tim Duncan. We forgot about Tim Duncan, the steady horse who kept winning championships, but didn't have the kind of limelight the way that these other players had. Should probably also be in this debate.
Yeah, I think that there's a few names out there like Larry Bird and Jokic right now. Like, I think that it's going to be interesting in the next few years to see where the game goes and who can stay healthy and what's going to happen.
Oh, and maybe not necessarily part of the GOAT debate, but one of my favorite players that I just feel needs a mention right now is Kevin Durant.
Very true. Okay, my last question for you guys was kind of a silly one because, you know, this is a podcast for kids. And, you know, goats are funny animals. They'll kind of eat anything. They'll make funny noises, and you can raise them. But if you were to live on a farm and have to raise an animal, what animal would you want to raise?
A pig.
And why?
'Cause I want to see one fly.
Okay.
Or jump 6 feet.
Okay. I like it.
Or maybe I could raise a groundhog.
Any reason why?
'Cause they're cool.
Okay.
They like to eat.
And Russell?
Ducks, because they're my favorite animal.
And Joanna?
Probably chickens because I eat a lot of eggs, and so I would like to be able to have my own chickens to support myself and do so in a humane way.
Okay, that was mine too. All those free eggs, that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you.
We have some shout outs. We just want to shout out Empress and the Sims fam for giving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Thanks so much for listening.
Anybody else who would like to give us a review, we have some new stickers that are in, and we'd love to send them to you. So feel free to send us an email at familysportstrivia@gmail.com.
Thank you all for joining us, and we hope you'll tune in for our next episode.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please give us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcasts. Bye!